Hey guys, welcome to February's recipe of the month. Today I am all by myself, but we are going to be making a delicious kale and Brussels sprout salad. I'm obsessed with this salad and I may or may not have been making it every week for like the past month. So I'm so excited to share it with you guys. Okay, first step, we're going to make the base of our salad. We're gonna get all of our greens in here first. So of course that's gonna start with our kale, which you'll do probably about 3-ish cups of kale. And then I got this recipe on the internet. It was like a TikTok or an Instagram reel or something like that. And the lady is like now internet famous for her salads. They're amazing because they're just creative and different. Like most people don't like salads because they're boring. It's just salad and then you dump a bunch of ranch on it versus she has like creativity. But all of her salads, she chops up the greens like super fine. And when I started doing that, I never want to have a salad any other way because you get more dressing on it and it's way easier to eat and it doesn't make a mess all over your face. But yeah, chop it up pretty fine. So on this particular recipe, I've made this a million times, brought it to like events and made it for friends' houses and stuff like that. And I would always go back to her video for the recipe, right? Because it's just always on the internet. And in the video, she talks really fast and doesn't give measurements, but she put the measurements in the comments, right? So I always just go find the video, look at the comments, get all the measurements for everything. Well, the last time I went to go find it, the comment got deleted or something like that, and I went, crap. I've now lost like the best salad recipe ever. Now what am I gonna make for all this stuff, right? And Emily's texting me, hey, I need that salad recipe. And I'm like, I lost it. She's like, what do you mean you lost it? I was like, I go to the video and in the comments where she has the recipe, it's gone. And I'm like searching her blog everywhere, cannot find it at all. And was like, well, we have to message her or something like that. We have to get the recipe. And I'm like, I don't know how to message her. I don't know how to get it. So anyways, thought I lost it. And we looked through all of our text messages because I'm like, maybe I texted it to somebody at one point, could not find it. And then eventually one night I was looking through my phone, looked through all my pictures, couldn't find it. And I thought, maybe I deleted it and it's in my trash. Maybe by some chance I took a screenshot of it and I deleted the picture off my phone and maybe it's in my trash folder. And I went and I looked in my trash folder and I found it. And you know, like your trash folder empties itself out on your phone like every 30 days and it said it was about to auto delete in like 2 days. So like barely rescued the recipe and now we will all have it immortalized on the internet here so we will never lose it. So you're welcome. You now get to have this. So now that we've got all of our kale in the bowl, the next ingredient is shaved Brussels sprouts. I know it sounds weird eating raw Brussels sprouts, but it tastes amazing and it's not, cooked Brussels sprouts has like that bitter Brussels sprout flavor. You don't really, it's not the same flavor when you eat it raw like this. H-E-B makes it super easy. They sell like pre-shaved Brussels sprouts. If you don't, you can buy, if you don't get it from H-E-B, you can get like normal big ones and just get a mandolin and shred it really easily. I've done that before as well, but we're gonna keep things simple today and just use the stuff already done. Maybe put, I mean, obviously this is your salad, it's to your taste. I put maybe about a half a cup to a cup, kind of just depending how I'm feeling. We'll just get this in there. Looks pretty good. There we go. And then we'll chop up some green onions here. I've got about 2 of them, again, to your taste. If you don't like them, don't put them in there, you know? If you really like them like my dad, put 10 of them in there. Just be careful about, you know, where you're going after you eat it because people are gonna smell that. So, chop this up. There we go. Alrighty, now we're gonna move on to the pumpkin seeds. Okay, so I've got my pan here on the stove, got my raw little pumpkin seed kernels. Get the raw kind. I mean, I guess if you wanna get the ones that are pre-toasted, that's okay. I find toasting them yourself just tastes better for some reason. I don't know why, it just does. So we're gonna put our pan on like medium to lowish heat. These burn quickly once they start to get going like most nuts do. So just watch them. And we'll put in probably about half a cup or so into the pan. No oil, just dry pan. Put them in there, spread them out and let them start to go. So while those are toasting, I'm going to chop up the ingredients for the dressing. What makes this recipe so good is obviously the dressing. That's what makes a salad. And this one you actually cook and it's all fancy, which makes it taste great. So in order to do that, we need 4 garlic cloves that we're gonna chop up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the recipe calls for 2 shallots. I find that that's a little bit too much. So when you have a shallot, it's basically like a mix between like a purple onion and a garlic. I usually take the 1 shallot and whatever piece is bigger, I just chop that one up. Because usually it has cloves, kind of like garlic does. And I usually just pick the bigger one and just use that. But if you're like my dad and you like a lot of oniony flavor, use both of them, use 2 whole ones, you know? So we'll start chopping this up. And we'll just dice them up pretty small. Yeah. You hear them start to crackle, start to mix them around and stuff so they don't burn on one side. But you'll hear them start to crackle a little bit more and more. It's kind of like popcorn, they start to pop, and that's how you know they're really good. They're getting there. There we go. There they're popping. I feel like a professional. It's like flipping in the pan and stuff, you know? Go. Ooh, those shallots are getting in my eyes. Those are strong shallots, oh my gosh. See, this is why you only put like the bigger one in because they're so strong. Ugh, okay. I think these are looking pretty good. They're kind of like that brown toasty color. I can kind of smell them and they're popping. And once you can let them cool down in a separate bowl if you want, or I'm just gonna throw them in the salad right there. Like most nuts, they get really hot and they'll cook a little bit more. So make sure you don't overdo it because as they're cooling down off the fire, they'll still kind of heat up a little bit. So we'll just get that in there. We'll keep that same pan because that's what we're gonna use to cook our dressing in. Okay, so now we're gonna cook the dressing here. We're gonna start with 1/3 cup of olive oil. We're gonna put this in the pan, and I've got the heat on, like again, like medium low. We don't want it to get too hot. The pan's already warm from the pumpkin seed, so this will go pretty quick. Ooh, some stuff in there. And then we're going to add our garlic and shallots. And we don't want to saute this too much. We don't want like the garlic to start to brown unless you like that kind of flavor. We just want it to cook through. And I've got my special whisk here. We'll just cook this very gently, just until the shallots are cooked, and you're like onions, you can kind of see they kind of get a little translucent, and it should literally maybe take like a minute. The pan's already hot from the pumpkin seeds. That looks pretty good to me. I'm gonna remove it from the heat here, let it start to cool down a little bit, just like that. And then we're just gonna add in pretty much the rest of the ingredients on the recipe, which is juice of a whole lemon, just one. This is a giant lemon, so I'm probably just gonna start with half because you can always add more, but can't take it back out. So we'll start just with this guy. Then we've got 1 teaspoon of salt. There. 1.5 teaspoon of dried oregano. I think this and the nutritional yeast is kind of what makes the whole recipe. I think these two are that secret ingredient of like, why does it taste so good? I think it's these two things. Because they're kind of random. Like most people don't even know what nutritional yeast is. It's really good. A lot of vegans use it to make like cheese sauces and stuff. And if you just take the bag and you smell it, you're like, it smells really weird, I don't like it. It tastes really good. Miss Anne, who gave us that wonderful waffle recipe, who showed that to us, she would put it on popcorn. And so since I was a kid and they did that, I put it on all my popcorn now. It tastes so good. So we've got that here. We're gonna put 2 tablespoons, which I know sounds like a lot. But again, this I think is what makes the recipe taste so dang good. So 2 huge tablespoons of the nutritional yeast. Then we've got 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Perfect. We've got about a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. I'm just gonna eyeball this. Kind of like that. That might be a little bit more than a teaspoon, but it's fine. It's not gonna kill us. And then a splash of this rice vinegar. Just like, maybe a little more. There we go. There's a couple little splashes there. We'll take our fancy whisk and whisk it up, just like that. Isn't that a great sound? Just all that squishing. I don't know if you can hear it, but there we go. Now it's all incorporated. And then I usually let this cool down a little bit so you're not putting like piping hot stuff all over the greens. So maybe let it cool down for a couple minutes and then we'll toss it all together. Mix it up again a little bit because it kind of has a tendency to separate. We'll just pour this guy in here. I've also made a big batch of this dressing because obviously usually it's just me by myself making dinner and stuff like that, and so I usually don't make a salad this big. But this lasts in the refrigerator for quite a while. So I usually just, you know, put a little bit on the salad I made for that night and then just keep it in the fridge in a little jar. And I just have this really great dressing ready to go. So I'll mix this stuff all together. And with this dressing, a little goes a long way. It is very flavorful, full, and packs a punch. So start, again, you can always add more. Can't take it away. I mean, I guess you could always add more greens, but it's pretty great. Alrighty, now we get to eat it, and it's lunchtime, and I'm hungry, so perfect timing. Go. Yes. But see, when you cut all the pieces super tiny, you can fit it all in your mouth and then get like over your face and dressing and stuff. I don't know, maybe I'm just a messy eater and that's only a me problem. Let me know in the comments if you also struggle eating salad sometimes. It's just really light and really good and pretty healthy. I mean, I know you're not supposed to eat a ton of raw kale, but it's good for you still, so yay. Thank you guys so much for joining us again for our recipe of the month. If you've got a recipe you would like to share with us, we would love to have it. Please comment or message me if you've got a recipe to share. I'm always looking for new and fun recipes, and then maybe you can join me and film one of these amazing cooking videos in my kitchen. As always, we've got a link in the description to register to get our paper copies of these recipes in the mail every month. So if you'd like to get those, click the link below and give us your information and we'll make sure you get those. We'll see you next time.
Hey guys, this is Lawrence. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you know anyone else that is looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, please give us a call.